Welcome back to ESMOTOR. This is the home of the world's fastest Porsches, and we have another world's fastest Porsche coming through today. And guess what? It's neither of these two. So stay tuned, you find out exactly what it is. Right guys, welcome back to part 2 of building a 1500 horsepower 992. We've had AFTABs now, put on race fuel, it's made some killer power, and we've also changed the wheels around on it so it can put that power down with some 20-inch wheels. So stay tuned because this is going to be an epic build. Right guys, before we go into the dyno numbers, we have something very special coming up for sale. So we just wanted to quickly tell you about that in the meantime. So we have this 2017 991.2 Turbo S. It's in the best color of all, Miami blue. But not only that, it also has our ES800 package. So this is actually running over 800 wheel horsepower and making 1,000 horsepower at the crank. It's insanely fast and it's a very, very well spec'd option. We'll run you through that right now. So guys, not only is this a very exclusive car being a 991.2 Turbo S, it is also in an exclusive color being Miami blue. There's not many of them around in the Miami blue, which is quite a striking finish, and it does look really good, especially when the sun is out. Apart from that, it also has the factory aero kit, and that's finished in factory in gloss black, and that really enhances the actual design of the car and brings it out nicely. It has the sport design mirrors again, which was another extra, and it's not so often that you see that on one of these. And then apart from that, it also has the black PDLS, so the LED Porsche dynamic lighting system. However, it is actually in a black housing, which was an extra from Porsche. Quite an expensive one, might I add as well. So that is a really nice extra. It really brings out the exterior front of the car and makes it look even more aggressive. It has the tinted LED rear tail lights as well from factory, and then what better way to enjoy the sun than with a nice sliding and tilting panoramic roof as well. Apart from those OEM features, the car also has externally the OEM GT3 RS side skirts. These were not a factory option. The other options I have said were all factory. This was not a factory option, but it does look very, very nice on there. And going on from that, we'll go into the actual interior of the car. And it's a lovely black leather. It has the carbon fiber kick panels there as well. But on top of that, the actual spec of this inside is lovely. It's got the uprated Burmester sound system. So when you're blazing your sounds and you know, the sun's out, and you can really enjoy your music with that sound system on there. It has memory seats, the full 18-way electric memory seats. It also has an adaptive cruise control, as well as the heated seat and heated steering wheel. So when it comes to winter time and you want to get in the car and warm your hands up and you don't have your gloves, then yeah, you can just press the button on the steering wheel and heat it up. So yeah, it's a very, very high spec car. It's one of the highest spec cars that I've seen from factory. And on top of that, it's all topped off with an ES800 package, which consists of our exhaust system, our headers, turbos. It has Garrett intercoolers with DO88 intake pipes, and we did a custom blow-off conversion on this as well. So it has twin Turbo Smart blow-off valves, which sound great, and it also has an upgraded Y pipe as well as the methanol injection kit. So yeah, all in all guys, this is a very, very special car, and it's going to be online for $114,979. Just hit us up if you're interested. So guys, that's another ES1300 done. and it made exactly what it says on the tin, 1300 wheel horsepower. So that works out to be just a tad over 1500 horsepower at the crank, 1532 for those of you who want to be exact, and it's making lots of torque as well. The key there is how well that torque and power comes in and how well it holds that to the end as well of the RPM. So it's just mad power throughout the whole RPM range. And we all know what that means. That means that it's going to translate to a very fast car. But don't take my word for it. Let's get it on the road and see what it does. So guys, that is a new 100 to 200 kmh record for the 992 platform. 2.82 100 to 200. It's about to break into those 2.7s, and maybe soon we'll get into the 2.6 bracket, let's see. But that for now is an insanely fast car, and it is the quickest one worldwide to date, even quicker than that. So yeah, shop cars aren't always the fastest. However, there's still a little bit of room for improvement. That was on stock suspension. So we're going to be putting on some Bilstein coilovers on it next. And also we made a little bit of a change to the look. So stay tuned.
Right, so guys, as you can see behind me, we have AFTAB's 992. This is the ES1300. You have seen this car already. Obviously, last time you did see it, it did have the bronze wheels on it. Customer has changed his mind, didn't quite like them, so we have changed them to black for him. Whilst it's on the ramp as well, we have gone ahead and fitted some Bilstein coilovers. Just giving it a final once over, checking everything, all the fluid levels and that. We're about to get it on the alignment ramp, so yeah, we'll get that done and then we'll get it out on the road.
So guys, Bilstein coilovers are on and our drag pack is on the car, and it is now finished in a gloss black over the previous bronze. Take a look and let us know what you think. Which one looked better, in the bronze or in the black?
So guys, we are in AFTAB's 992 ES1300. Final drive before we hand it over to him. So this one has done some absolutely insane numbers on the road, on pump fuel and on ethanol mix. So I am just taking it out for a nice little drive to make sure the drivability is all good. Alignment and everything's been done. Car's been checked over. So yeah, down to the final part of signing it off, ready for the customer to come and collect and enjoy his ES1300. Every 992 that we've built, it's not like, oh look, yes they are the ES800, the same built engines, but when you put it all in and stuff like that, the cars run differently. Some make more power than expected, some will always have the power that expected, but it's always the drivability as well. Every single car is different. Now obviously, when, let's just say you go somewhere to get your car mapped, right? Just a quick generic map. These generic maps are no good for your engine health. Reason being is because what a generic map is some company will create a file off of one car, right? So they do loads of testing on this one car, and then they create the file and they think, oh, okay, wicked, we're happy with this, car's running fine. Now that one car they've done it on could be running fine, absolutely spot on. But when they do the generic file from that car and just load it onto another car, they all run totally different. And this is where some maps can be messed up on your cars. But obviously everything we do here in-house is to the, like, all the files are created to the car. So if you bring in like your 992, 997, 991 or whatever, just for an exhaust and a tune, right? So let's say ES700, yeah, on a 992, that's just an exhaust and a tune. We could make one version for that car, or we could make 5, 6 different versions, just so we know the car's safe, it's creating the power that it needs to, and when we drive it on the road, there's no hiccups, there's no nothing. So we can turn them around quite quickly. Now usually it's like 2 days. It's obviously 1 day to get the exhaust done and the tuning side done, and then the other day is obviously to get the drivability sorted out, make sure everything's okay with the car before we hand it back. We like to take our time with the cars, so we know everything on these cars are absolutely spot on. So anyway, enough of that. Back to Aftab's ES1300. So I need to make sure the gear changes are fine, there's no flat spots, and everything is all good in normal mode. So normal mode is just like, you'll be cruising around, you'll be, do you know what I mean, your A to B sort of thing. I'll just put it into sport mode, then I'll put it into Sports Plus as well. I need to try every single mode to make sure that this car is running 100% before we hand it back. But at the moment I'm doing 68 mile an hour, cruising in 8th gear. There's no hunting of the car, so the revs aren't going woo, 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 like some that I've seen do. So yeah, so far so good. At the moment I'm only in normal mode, okay? So yeah, drops the gears nicely when you want to go put your foot down, changing up very nicely. So yeah, we're so far so good. Yeah, look, so drops down really nicely. 4th. Really good. So that was only literally like half throttle, if that. The reason why I'm driving it like this is because when customers have their cars, they don't drive them like we do. Like when we go out, we absolutely plant it, we don't come off, we follow all the way through. So when we've done that, we've got to make sure the car adapts nicely just to its normal driving, because obviously when we build them, we put them on the dyno, we take the car out, we run it on pump fuel only, get the numbers that we want to try and get out of the car, and then we'll bring it back, and then we'll change the fuel over to our ethanol mix as well. which on these is like an E45, E50 mix, so the content's not too high. Now, it doesn't need to be too high. So with doing this, it gives us a lot more, know about the car, obviously how it's running, how it's working, make sure there's no knock, make sure the air, fuel, everything is spot on the car, because we don't want to try and miss or skip anything on these big builds, because the customer's paying a lot of money for these builds, so we need to give it back to them. And what we're trying to do on these cars, and what we have done on these 992s, is get the OEM drivability to stay. Like, we don't want a customer to go out, but I'm in normal mode, like I'm cruising around, and then he's putting his foot down and they want to drop down gears, or it's not changing up gear quick enough. So with where I've got it at the moment in normal mode and the way it's driving, everything seems really good at the moment. So yeah, I'm really happy about normal mode. So when I change this now to sports mode, it drops down a gear then straight away. So I'm doing 67 mile an hour. I'm in normal mode. I was doing 66 mile an hour in 8th gear. I'm now in sports mode and it's in 7th gear. Now the reason why it does that is just so you've got more response with the car. So now if I go to put my foot down, see it, yeah, so as soon as I put my foot down, it'll drop down to 4th gear and it's ready to go. What it does is, obviously when you put your foot down, what we've tried to do is keep everything like OEM. So say if you're in a totally stock 992 Turbo S and you're in sports mode, you'll put your foot down at cruising between, let's say 6th or 7th gear, and you'll see it drop down to 4th gear. Now dropping down to 4th gear is because obviously the gearbox and the speed, it works out what gear it can actually go into. So 4th gear, this is like stock, so this is, I'm happy with that as well. So again, 4th gear, this thing just sounds unreal, mate. I've pulled over, I'm just letting most of this traffic go because we're going to give it a bit of welly in Sports Plus mode and see how this car drives. So I'm happy with normal mode, I'm happy with sports mode. So now the biting points are going to be a lot harder on the clutch in Sports Plus. The revs will stay a lot higher, so I'm going to drive it in manual. So I'm not going to go absolutely mad, I'm just going to drive it, because obviously when you hand these cars over to customers, they need to get used to it. So I've got to just pretend that I'm a customer and I'm new to this power. The reason why I do this is so I can actually feel, or I can actually try and explain to the customer sort of how to drive the car and how they can drive the car, how they can't drive the car. But I can also experience sort of what they do if, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, they put their foot down, they're going to come off. They feel it's, because this is a lot of power now. So we're in map 1, okay? We go to map 2, because these things just grip and they go. So 3rd gear. Gotta wait for these to go. The pops and the bangs of this thing is just phenomenal, man. I love the sound of it. So yeah, let's see what it's like. So I'm in 4th gear at the moment. Currently on a bend, so yeah, this feels good. It's the way it delivers the power and the way these turbos spool up. Right, so 4th gear, so make sure traction's off. PSM Sport, hold it down, PSM off, okay. Oh, you know, Jesus, mate, that is fucking some car, man. The thing is, this just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. So I got up to 6th gear then. This is, yeah, this feels unreal in the way that you can feel it pushing you back in your seat still when you're going through the gears. So me driving it like that is pretty much like, unless you're, I mean, Aftab ain't no, do you know what I mean, he knows how to drive a car, he knows, do you know what I mean, he's used to power, but this power he's not going to be that used to. So this is map 2, that was from 4th gear to 6th gear, and if I had a draggy there to show the numbers, I'm sure that would pull up some mad numbers. But yeah, it feels, the way the gear changes were as well, bearing in mind I'm manual as well, so I was shifting at about 6,500, 6,600 RPM, but the way it changes, where there's no mad difference in it. It's not like when you change gear, you'll expect with like a Dodson clutch, something like that. Sometimes you might get a bit of floating with the revs, but it's the way that it just bites and just keeps going. It's just phenomenal. And I'm cruising again now. I'm in 6th gear, just cruising. Like, this is why we spend so much time doing R&D on these cars, just so we can get the drivability of these cars as OEM. So you can go out, you can put your foot down whenever you want. You can go to car meets and put your foot down whenever you want, and then just cruise home. Like there's no issue at all. Miles per mile, man. Miles per mile. And it's just that bang. So what that is when you come up on boost, we've set the MEF gauge, so the MEF kicks in at a certain amount of boost, and then it comes on full later on in the boost as well. So the reason when I'm coming on and I can see the MEF gauge coming up, because it's obviously kicking in the MEF, when I come off the throttle, it's going to have that bang. Now, when you've got these and you're running meth, okay, so you need to understand that when you're running meth, you need to run through, okay? So you can't just put your foot down a little bit, look at the meth, like with the meth kicking in, you've got to let the car swallow the meth, because you're going to end up, like I've seen numerous times when people do run meth or nitrous or anything like that, what can happen is if you've got it sitting in the inlet manifold, and then you go to put your foot down again and it all opens up, you're going to get a bang, and do you know what I mean? It can cut out the car, or it could blow up your intake manifold. But we run our billet intake manifolds now, so we won't get any issues with that side of stuff. Bro, that thing, I just had to do it, man. It was fucking unregistered. That thing, it was gone, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was gone, bro, man. I was like, alright, I'll meet you in 5 minutes.
Literally, man, it was literally gone. That was only from 4th gear as well, man. Through to 6th. It just felt phenomenal.
Right guys, that's it for today. Make sure that you click that subscribe button and hit the like. And also we've got much more in store for the future. We have some GT3 RSs and GT3s coming through. They're going to be flaming and doing some madnesses. So make sure you stay tuned in.